Here, on the edge of the vast Sahara, lies Egypt, cradled by the Nile. A civilization that rose from the dust over 5 millennia ago, a name that echoes through the corridors of history, synonymous with mystery and grandeur. Its story is one of the most ancient and profound in all of human history, but the familiar images are merely the surface of a much deeper, more complex world. The ingenuity of this ancient culture still has the power to astonish us. It is a living narrative, revealing a world far richer than we ever imagined. Join us now, as we journey back in time to peel back the layers of sand and myth. The journey into this lost world begins now. Upon the Giza Plateau, a man-made mountain of limestone and granite pierces the sky. This is the Great Pyramid, the last surviving wonder of the ancient world. For 38 centuries, nothing built by human hands rose higher. Its supremacy was absolute. It is composed of an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks. How a society, equipped only with tools of copper and stone, could achieve such a feat of logistics and engineering remains one of history's most debated questions. The precision with which it was built is remarkable. It was built to last for an eternity, and it has very nearly succeeded. It remains a fundamental symbol of human ambition. The spiritual world of the ancient Egyptians was rich and complex. They believed in over 2,000 gods and goddesses. From the mighty sun god Ra to the gentle goddess Hathor, their mythology was a tapestry of stories and symbols. Deities took on myriad forms, often blending human and animal features. Anubis, the guardian of the dead, bore the head of a jackal. Sobek, the god of the Nile, was depicted as a crocodile. Thoth, the god of wisdom, possessed the head of an ibis. Temples were considered the homes of the gods on earth. This ensured the stability and prosperity of the entire kingdom. This pantheon gave meaning and purpose to ancient Egyptian life. The Great Sphinx on the Giza Plateau has silently witnessed empires rise and fall. Orthodox Egyptology dates its carving to Khafra's reign, around 2500 BCE, but geological studies suggest water erosion, indicating a far more ancient origin. This challenges conventional timelines, potentially placing its construction over 9,000 years ago. Is it a pharaoh's face, or a message from a forgotten world? Its true age remains a mystery. The ancient Egyptians possessed a remarkable understanding of the human body. Long before the physicians of Greece, the healers of the Nile practiced a sophisticated form of medicine. They were keen observers, skilled surgeons, and meticulous record keepers, laying the foundations for the science of medicine. Their medical papyri, like the Edwin Smith papyrus, detailed diagnoses and treatments with clarity. Instructions for setting bones, stitching wounds, and even complex surgeries are described. They understood cleanliness and used honey as an antiseptic. The ancient Egyptians were pioneers of human knowledge, peering into the human body with scientific curiosity. Their discoveries became a vital current in the river of medical history. For any great civilization to flourish, it must first master the art of measuring time. The rhythm of life all depend on a reliable calendar. The ancient Egyptians looked to the heavens and the earth for their answers. They devised a calendar of 365 days that would govern their society. Their entire world was governed by two great rhythms. The first was the annual flooding of the great river Nile. To solve this, they turned to the second great rhythm, the movement of the stars. They observed that the star Sirius coincided almost perfectly with the beginning of the Nile's flood. This celestial event became the anchor for their entire year. Here, on the Giza Plateau, the pyramids stand as eternal observatories, not merely tombs. Their placement was a deliberate act of cosmic engineering, terrestrial mirrors reflecting the heavens. The ancient Egyptians were meticulous astronomers, their lives governed by the stars. It is no surprise their creations would be intimately linked to the cosmos. The Great Pyramid is aligned with precision to the cardinal points. The layout of the three main pyramids at Giza mimics the three stars of Orion's belt. The Giza necropolis is a grand, earthly map of the sky. Narrow shafts point with accuracy towards specific stars. They were pathways for the soul, celestial conduits to guide the pharaoh's spirit. The pyramids were resurrection machines, linking Egypt with the eternal dance of the stars. In our modern world, time is fractured. Yet Egypt operates under a single, unified clock. From Cairo to Siwa, life marches to one temporal beat. This is an anomaly. One might expect a land with such an east-west axis to have multiple time zones. Yet the official time remains consistent, anchored to Cairo. This simplifies administration. It speaks to a centralized identity. Regardless of the sun's position, modern Egypt has chosen a man-made unity of time. It is a fascinating intersection of geography and politics. All of Egypt exists in Cairo's moment. In the sweltering Egyptian climate, cleanliness was more than a preference. It was an obsession. Hygiene was linked to purity, essential for approaching the gods. A striking practice was full-body shaving, combating pests in the desert environment. Wigs became essential, signifying status and offering sun protection. Egyptians bathed frequently and used early forms of soap and toothpaste. Grooming was a deliberate act, presenting themselves as pure and worthy. The state of the body reflected the state of the soul. In this vast, arid expanse, the Nile, the longest river in the world, for the ancient Egyptians it was the very source of their existence. Its annual flooding dictated their calendars, economy, and spiritual beliefs. Without this river, the story of Egypt would have remained unwritten. It was a divine entity, revered and worshipped as Hapi, the deity of the annual flood. It deposited rich silt, renewing the land's vitality year after year. The Nile was also the primary highway, a bustling thoroughfare for commerce and communication. It allowed for the centralization of power, enabling the pharaohs to rule. The river's journey mirrored their own conceptions of life and the afterlife. The Nile was the threshold between the land of the living and the land of the dead. For thousands of years, the secrets of the pharaohs lay sealed beneath the sands. But in 1922, in the Valley of the Kings, a discovery stunned the world. British archaeologist Howard Carter found steps leading to Tutankhamun's tomb. Miraculously, it was almost completely intact, sealed for over 3,000 years. A treasure trove, the wealth of a divine king destined for the afterlife. The famous golden sarcophagi protected the king's mummified remains. The boy king became the most famous pharaoh, a window into a lost world of unimaginable splendor. For centuries, the inscriptions on Egypt's temples and tombs were a mystery. The hieroglyphs had fallen out of use. In 1799, a French soldier unearthed a slab near Rosetta. It bore the same decree in 3 scripts. This was the key. Scholars used the ancient Greek to unlock the other 2 scripts. The Rosetta Stone was a linguistic bridge. Jean-François Champollion ultimately cracked the code. He realized hieroglyphs were a combination of sounds and symbols. The silent civilization of ancient Egypt began to speak again. It unlocked the voice of an entire empire. In the fertile Nile Valley, a unique bond formed between humans and animals. The domestic cat held a special place in ancient Egyptian homes, not merely as a pet, but as a sacred being. Harming a cat was a crime against the gods, reflecting the reverence for these feline companions. This devotion stemmed from Bastet, a goddess often depicted with a cat's head, protector of home, women, and childbirth. Cats were seen as her earthly manifestations, with families ensuring their every need was met. Upon a cat's death, households mourned deeply, mummifying the animal with meticulous care for its journey into the afterlife. Cats were laid to rest in dedicated cemeteries, revealing a civilization that saw the human-animal bond as an unbreakable, sacred pact. In the harsh Egyptian sun, survival depended on ingenuity. The ancient Egyptians developed remarkable solutions to desert life, including cosmetics. Makeup was a practical and spiritual act. Coal protected against glare and infection. Galena was ground on stone pallets and mixed with oil. Applied with sticks, it was believed to have magical properties like sunglasses and antibacterial agent. Green eyeshadow from malachite was associated with Horus, symbolizing protection. Cosmetic kits in tombs show cosmetics' importance to Egyptian identity. They were a fusion of science, art, and faith. The Great Pyramids of Giza stand as enduring symbols of architectural perfection. Their flawless geometry is the magnificent conclusion of a long journey of trial and error. The path to building these structures was paved with ambitious experiments and spectacular failures. One of the most famous examples of this architectural evolution can be seen at Dashur, the bent pyramid. Its builders began at a daringly steep angle. However, as the structure rose, signs of instability began to appear. About halfway up, they radically altered their plan, changing the angle to a much safer 43 degrees. This change gives the pyramid its distinctive bent appearance. It is a monument to the human capacity to learn from mistakes. Sneferu's engineers would try again to build the Red Pyramid, the first successful true smooth-sided pyramid in history. Each structure provided invaluable knowledge. The magnificent pyramids of Giza are the beneficiaries of generations of accumulated wisdom. They are built upon the lessons learned from the collapsed, bent, and imperfect structures that came before them. The iconic Giza pyramids are just a fraction of Egypt's architectural wonders. Across the Nile, archaeologists have found over 130 pyramids. From Saqqara to Dashur, these monuments reveal shifting power and religious beliefs. The sheer number transforms our view of ancient Egypt. Imagine the horizon punctuated by these man-made mountains. From Djoser's Step Pyramid to smaller Middle Kingdom structures, each was a national project. Beneath our feet lies a kingdom of pyramids still waiting to be understood. For the ancient Egyptians, death was a transition to the field of reeds. The deceased, especially the pharaoh, required provisions. The tomb was a fully equipped vessel for this final voyage, filled with everything the soul would need. The wealth interred with a pharaoh ensured his status and comfort in the afterlife. Among the most astonishing provisions were full-size ships. Beyond these ships, burial chambers were laden with treasures. Finely carved furniture, chests filled with precious oils and linens were standard fare. Food and drink were included to nourish the spirit. Tools, weapons, and even board games were packed away for use in the next world. The tomb of Tutankhamun gives us a glimpse into the opulence deemed necessary for eternity. The afterlife was a tangible reality that required meticulous planning. Today we see the great temples of Karnak or Luxor as a world of stone. But these sacred complexes were once vibrant spectacles of color. Imagine every surface painted in brilliant hues. Rich reds, deep blues, vibrant greens, and lustrous yellows covered the intricate hieroglyphs. Pigments derived from natural minerals created durable paint. This explosion of color was deeply symbolic. Over millennia, nature stripped this vibrancy away. Only in sheltered corners do we find fragments of this original splendor. These remnants remind us that ancient Egypt was a brilliant, colorful civilization. The story of ancient Egypt is one of almost incomprehensible endurance. For over 3,000 years, this remarkable civilization flourished along the banks of the Nile. The longevity of ancient Egypt is a testament to its stability and profound connection to its environment. It was a civilization that had time to perfect its methods and build monuments intended to last for eternity. This enduring presence along the Nile gave rise to a people who saw themselves as part of a continuous, unbroken chain. This worldview created a society of profound resilience. 70% of this ancient kingdom remains hidden beneath the sands. For all the monuments and artifacts we've found, the greater part still slumbers. This hidden world reveals itself piece by piece. Entire cities, lost temples, and tombs lie waiting to be discovered. The desert preserves a legacy far greater than anything witnessed so far. Beneath modern towns lie remnants of ancient capitals. Discovering them is a race against time. The story of ancient Egypt is dynamic, constantly being rewritten, with countless chapters yet to be unearthed. What we know may one day seem like a mere preface to a grander narrative. From Egypt we turn to cities across the globe. Egypt's great obelisks, monolithic spires of granite, once flanked pharaohs' temples. Carved from single stones they honored the sun god, Ra. Today, many have journeyed far. Their story involves conquest and fascination with Egypt's grandeur. Romans transported them across the Mediterranean. You can find a Luxor temple obelisk in Paris. In New York's Central Park, its twin stands. Rome has more than Egypt. Each is a displaced fragment resonating in a foreign land. These giants remind us of Egypt's enduring power. Egypt's secrets continue to fascinate. From the celestial alignment of its pyramids to the hidden kingdom still sleeping beneath the sand, its story is one of unparalleled ambition and ingenuity. The echoes of this ancient civilization still resonate today. The land of the pharaohs remains a landscape of wonder, waiting to be understood. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Was it the sheer scale of the Great Pyramid, or the fact that so much of this ancient world is still waiting to be discovered? Every fact is a doorway into a civilization that continues to captivate our imagination. Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed our journey through time, and subscribe to Factopia. The world is full of wonders and our exploration has only just begun. Thank you for watching.